Hey, uh, I wrote this letter tonight, but it's only half the story. And if you prefer a version in which a 36-year-old man is not crying as he reads a letter that he wrote to loved ones who are now estranged from him, a very self-indulgent letter. If you prefer to just read it, you can post it on my Facebook page and on my Instagram page. Just the text. But I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to explain why I'm so emotional. So this is an open letter to loved ones now estranged from me. How are you? I hope you're well. I honestly have no idea what's going on with you. It's been radio silence for weeks, months, in some cases years, or even decades. I've been thinking about you a lot because you mean more to me than you realize, and I care deeply about you and your well-being, especially during times as dark and isolating and downright scary as these. I worry about you. I want to be there for you. I want to help you fight whatever battles you're currently confronting. You know what I've been through this past decade? You know how hard I've tried and how often I've failed. Personally, professionally, medically, psychologically, romantically, artistically, athletically. You know a great deal about the overwhelming circumstances and challenges I've faced, because similar issues dominate the headlines and your social media feeds. Because I have been extremely open about my struggles, especially in the past few months. And because your demons are inherently related to mine internally and externally, because we're both human. I think deep down, you know that I am not crazy. My life, however, has been absolutely crazy these past 10 years. And I am desperately trying to turn things around with only half a functioning body. A narcissistic father. And an incredible ex-wife whose status and safety concern me daily. And virtually no financial resources or stable medical care. The only tools I possess to prove my truth and to protect myself are a camera and a voice recorder, a few brothers and sisters who refuse to give up on me and whom I would die for. The truth. My unshakable, outrageous, and genuinely achievable dreams. And my brain, which is by far the most disproportionately, if only metaphorically, large and important part of my damaged body. Thankfully that giant, throbbing, pink organ. Thankfully, that giant, throbbing, pink organ remains active and intact and easily aroused. I can deal with rejection. I'm a grown man. I can deal with rejection from family members, from friends, from insurance companies, from medical providers, from the women I'm trying and failing to date. What I can't deal with is apathy, silence, not knowing where others stand or what they think about me or my issues or my proposed solutions, goals. Not knowing whether they are involved in my life or whether I'm involved in their lives, or if there is potential for forgiveness, for grace, for healing, if there is the potential for some form of love between us in the days and weeks and months and years ahead. Right now I feel as though I'm being punished, like I have been charged with a crime I did not commit. My dad not only thinks I'm crazy, he insists upon it. And I feel as though he has poisoned the well and ensured everyone and has ensured that everyone is aware of the various mental health struggles I've experienced since my teenage years. Technically, what I wrote isn't even a true statement, because my father's interpretation of events that have happened over the last 20 years is so warped and such a radical and self-centered interpretation of reality that it doesn't reflect the past or the present. Although I'm afraid it may dictate the future for me and limit my options going forward. My father weaponizes everything he can against me because I am the only person with the balls to call him out on his selfishness and general bullshit. It pains me to say that my father is exactly the same kind of arrogant, entitled, self-absorbed, uncompromising boomer as those authoritarians who are currently destroying the world. Figures like Trump or Netanyahu. Difference is that Craig hasn't experienced anywhere near the amount of political success or general success that those world quote-unquote leaders have enjoyed and abused. The only power my father wields is over me. His physically disabled son, who is trying his best. I really don't think my dad cares whether I live or die, let alone has any concern for my quality of life, except for the ways that my survival or my demise would impact him and his reputation. This perspective, this cynical perspective on life, embodies the antithesis of me and my relationship with the world and with others, with friends, with family, with communities like my fellow New Jerseyans, my fellow Americans, my fellow Jews, citizens of the world, and to all of God's creatures, a term my mom used to refer to the adorable animals inhabiting our backyard. And it's the antithesis of my relationship with you, the person who is listening to this message. I want you to know, and I need you to hear, that you matter to me. Your health and your happiness and your hopes and your dreams. Your pain, your fears, your trials and your tribulations in life. Your thoughts and your feelings and your perspectives on the world and on the way things are and the way things ought to be. All of these things that you feel, all of these things that you think, all of these things that you believe, they matter. They are so important, and they are so important to me. I need to emphasize this so it bears repeating. You matter to me. Even if that feeling isn't reciprocated, you matter to me. But I don't know how you feel about me. And I have no way of knowing what you think or how you feel if you don't respond. Once I undergo the proper MRI testing, which will confirm the medical diagnoses I received in California, specifically concerning complex regional pain syndrome and a torn right rotator cuff that requires surgery and remains unaddressed approximately 18 months after the muscle ruptured. I believe the tide will finally turn for me, and that the things that I've been saying about my health, about my physical health, and the truth will finally surface. And I believe I will finally receive the medical attention I have required for far too long. Oh, Jesus Christ. This medical attention includes proper pain management, treatment, consisting of procedures and possibly surgery and medication, provided in a timely basis, provided in a timely manner on a consistent basis. To be clear, my father's actions and behaviors are nothing short of abusive. His negligence and disregard for the truth, for what doctors told him repeatedly over the course of years, could easily have killed me. Especially if I had remained in California, where I was homeless and living out of my car from September through December 2025 without any help from Jewish Family Services of Los Angeles, or the American healthcare / justice system, and I have to put an asterisk there because there's an exception to that. Excuse me. if I hadn't driven my half-paralyzed body 3,000 miles from Los Angeles to New Jersey on December 12th, 2025, if I had simply shrugged my shoulders, metaphorically, of course. I literally cannot shrug my right shoulder since I don't have one. I only have a prosthetic shoulder. If I had simply shrugged my shoulders and waited for help that never arrived, and remained in Los Angeles, I truly believe I would be dead by now. It took a lot of fucking guts for me to get back home. For a lot of reasons. But I knew I needed to come back home. I knew I wouldn't survive in California, and I knew that I wanted to live. I want to live. I want to truly live. I want to live my best life. A healthy and happy and artistically and athletically and politically ambitious life. In a body that's not constantly overwhelmed by neuromuscular pain and dysfunction caused by a teenage driver's apathy a decade ago. And his negligence. I want to live the best life possible in a body that is not constantly overwhelmed by neuromuscular pain and dysfunction. I want to live a healthy and happy life surrounded by those I love and those who love me. I want to find a wife. I want to become a father. I want to raise a family. I want to become a moral pillar of my community that others can count on. I don't need your support to recover physically. But I could sure use it. And if, God forbid, the God that I don't believe in, if you're ever in a situation where you need support, where you're trying to recover from whatever the fuck it is, I just want you to know that I will be there to support you in any way that I can. But I need to know where you stand in life. Where I stand in your life. Where you stand in my life. Then it's okay if you don't know, or if you don't have an immediate response. If you haven't really thought about it. If you're unsure how you feel. If you don't know what to say. I'm really not trying to pressure you here, even though I'm a sobbing mess. I don't want to give up on you. But I'm not going to keep screaming into the void. And I certainly don't want to harass or bother anyone. It's just that right now, quite frankly, I don't feel the love when I know I need it the most. I don't love myself as much as I need to, and I don't feel like I have the family and friends I used to have supporting me the way that I need them to. And it really hurts. And I'm afraid that I'll become cynical if I don't receive more support. that I will lose that anxious vigilance that Obama talked about in his final speech. That deep concern and communal connection to others. If I don't hear your voice sometime soon, if you don't return my call, I'm worried I'll lose my morality and my sense of decency, among other things. As I mentioned, I'm making a documentary about my recovery, my physical primarily, and also my mental recovery from my crash and from my mother's death and from the pandemic and from every other horrific fucking thing that has taken place in this world over the last decade. I know what I'm going through and what I'm healing from will resonate with young American men like myself, with Iraq/Afghanistan veterans who are suffering from bodily injury and psychological injury due to Veterans Affairs cuts and general lack of medical care. I believe what I have to say will resonate with addicts attempting to recover from drug dependency, but who can't break the cycle because they don't have any hope, because they fear there's nothing to hope for, that there are no solid job opportunities available to them, even if they overcome this tremendous challenge, that they may have destroyed their ability to reconnect with their family. They can't break the cycle of dependency on substances because they're afraid no one will embrace them and no one will love them, and that they won't be forgiven. I think what I have to say will resonate with many people born after 9/11, but especially young men who have only experienced an America in decline. I deeply hope, and thank you for listening to me drone on for 23 minutes so far. I deeply hope you will at least consider giving me the opportunity to show you that I am not crazy, I am not hopeless, and that I can contribute to this world. And if you have it in your heart, please help me heal. Please show me love and grace. And please allow me to be my best self and to demonstrate what I believe I possess, which is a unique combination of laser-sharp focus and tough as nails resilience and extraordinary intelligence and incorruptible moral fortitude. I believe in myself, and I believe that I have the qualities capable of making America love again, and we need to love each other. We really need it. It's the only way forward. That's the social pact of any democracy, but especially here in America. I am here for you. You are here for me. I will not give up on you if you do not give up on me. So, to those of you who I consider loved ones who are currently estranged from me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything that I've done wrong, and the mistakes I've made, and the pain that I've caused. And I hope that there is a path back. And a path forward. A path forward for us. Regardless of when or whether you return to my life, I just want you to know I wish you the best. I want you to make the most of your experience and your time on this planet. I've had so much taken away from me. It's taken a decade of pain and 3 years of absolute hell for me to get to where I am right now. But if there's a silver lining to all of my suffering, all of my unnecessary, excessive suffering, it's that I'm 100% certain I'm now on the right track. I believe in myself. I believe I will bounce back and heal. And not only that, but that I have the ability to help others heal. And that I can help my country heal. And my community heal. And my family and my loved ones. And that I will always be there for them. And I will always fight for them, just like I fought for my mother. And just like I've continued to fight for my ex-wife, who is the most wonderful person on the planet. Oh God, that's fucking disgusting, man. I will find a way back to the incredible life I once maintained, and to the amazing and generous person that I was, who I was. That if I have to do all of that recovering and that healing by myself, then I'll do it by myself. But sometimes you can't make it on your own. And I don't want to do this alone. I don't want to spend any more nights sitting on couches talking to a fucking screen. I want the people who I think about and who I care about to be present with me. And I think even if people haven't actually had that active thought of I need another person in my life, or I need this person in my life, or I deeply want this person in my life, I think we all need community, in-person community very badly. And I will be there for you. I just need to make sure that my body heals and that I'm capable of driving safely and paying attention to other people, and that I'm not constantly distracted by pain. I made so many mistakes in my life. And the two people I think I've wronged the most are those who are the most important to me. My mother, who died of a glioblastoma in June 2021, and my ex-wife, Antonia. Her name, Antonia, it means strength. She's the strongest, most resilient person I know. And both she and my mom, they're really short people. Short people. I'm not sure either one of them was ever 5 foot tall, 5 feet tall. And they were teased mercilessly, just like I was, all throughout school. They're just treated like shit. And that's what gave them the fire inside to be strong. And to say, I'm not taking shit from you, world. I'm gonna fight for what's right, and I'm gonna fight for myself. And not only that, my mom fought for other people. She spent 35 years as a care coordinator, basically a social worker at New York Presbyterian, fighting insurance companies at one of the most prestigious hospitals in the world in New York. And then she was diagnosed with extremely rare form of brain cancer that I believe came from the residue from Ground Zero, because she worked in northern Manhattan and she barely ever missed a day of work. I think it really floated, all that debris from the Twin Towers. I think it must have just been in the air. I mean, there are so many cancer diagnoses and deaths linked to the air quality in New York following 9/11. Yeah, I think my mom just got unlucky. And then she died in the middle of a motherfucking pandemic. And as much as I apologize to her for my behavior when I was a teenager, even though her last words that I ever heard her speak were, I love you, she deserved a better life. And I owed her more than she received. She deserved more love, especially from me. And I failed her as a son. And I failed her as one human being to another human being. And I regret it so deeply. And my ex-wife, Antonia, I can barely even talk about her because I fucked up so bad. I don't want anyone to feel guilty. I don't want anyone to feel the way that I feel. I don't want anyone to feel the hatred that I have felt at times. I've largely gotten over it and made peace with it, but I don't want anyone to feel that outrageous level of contempt for another human being that I felt for the driver who hit me. It damages the hater. It damages the person who possesses the hate so much more than it does the person who is responsible for the damage. The other thing that I think I need to add as an addendum is that I know I've hurt people, and I think the silver lining of guilt, even though I think it can be a largely useless emotion. I mean, I think one, it prevents you from doing things that would harm other people, in the sense that you remember the pain that you caused someone else, and you try to be a better person. So I remember very well almost all the people I've hurt and the ways that I've hurt them. And I'm sorry. But the other thing about guilt is that it reminds you that you may have damaged people and you may have hurt people in ways that you forgot. And so you always have to be on your best behavior, because hurting another human being it destroys that person and it destroys you. There are so many reasons why it's important to act selflessly and to be responsible and caring. But I'm a pretty tough cookie myself. Or I try to be, even though I sob for 40 minutes on YouTube. And I'm gonna heal. And I think rereading that letter, I felt like there was an accusatory tone that might upset some people. And I don't know when I was writing it if I intended it that way, but I just want you to know I get it. I understand why there's been so much silence towards me. Even though I've been suffering a lot, and I don't blame you for your silence or your apathy. I don't hate you. I love you. I understand your perspective. I understand that you must be scared. And it must be hard to see somebody like this. And that you must not know what to do. And you don't know if I'm on drugs, or if I'm crazy, or you probably don't know what the fuck to think. I mean, how do you relate to a guy who got hit by a 3-ton fucking, not a 3-ton vehicle, a 3,600-pound vehicle at 25 miles an hour and went flying across the street and landed 5 inches from a curb, and his head almost exploded like a watermelon? How do you fucking relate to that? And 15 months later, his mom was diagnosed with brain cancer, and 15 months later, she died of fucking brain cancer. And since then, he's been through a divorce, and he has this chronic pain condition. Like, how the fuck do you even start to relate to that? I can't relate to that, and I am that person. But I said this in another video. I think that when life gets really rough, like when you deal with capital T trauma, it either changes you for the better ultimately, because it humbles you, then it shows you how you are weak and where you need to be stronger, or it forces you to be more empathetic towards other people and to recognize that there are struggles out there that you can't even imagine how hard they are, that people are dealing with. Then you want to help them. Because you realize you're human and they're human, and no human deserves to suffer. So I just don't want anyone to feel bad about anything. Except for me. I can take it. I can take it. And even, you know what, honestly, I'm trying not to hate myself, and it's really tough. It's really tough. And one of the things I've learned is that, like, a lot of people hate themselves. In the last, 5 years, some of the things that I've learned about life, I've learned that women actually enjoy sex. That sounds crazy. But I always thought men were such slobs. I was like, women just kind of accept it. Then they probably have an emotional connection to men. And they're like, okay, you gotta do this disgusting thing. And maybe I'll have an orgasm. But for the most part, I just don't understand why women would want to have sex with a man. This really went on a tangent. But I didn't think women got horny, I guess is what I'm saying. I thought it was always, I knew different things turn women on, but I thought, I'm a man, so I'm really stupid. I thought women were their sexual attraction came almost exclusively through emotional connection and an emotional bond with someone. Then I realized, no, sometimes women just get horny. Sometimes we all just get horny because we're just animals with sentient brains. It's one of the things I learned about human beings in my 30s. And another thing that I learned is that, a lot of people don't like themselves. They don't like themselves. In fact, a lot of people hate themselves and they never forgive themselves. Some people hate themselves more than they hate other people. And I think that's actually really true in my case. And I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to work on self-love. And all I'm trying to say through this letter is that if you care about me, but you don't know how to express it, I understand why you're being silent at the moment, and I understand why you're not part of my life at the moment. And I'm incapable of hating you. I might be frustrated or disappointed, but I'll get past it. If I can get past the fact that somebody hit me with a fucking car and almost killed me, and I have mostly gotten past that, then I can get past you ghosting me for a little bit. But I really value you as a person. Almost every single person I've ever met, I've seen some form of goodness in them, and I want to be there for them, and I want them to lead happy lives, and I know that's what my mom would want too. So thank you for indulging me for the last 45 minutes, and I hope you join me on this couch sometime soon. And maybe we could watch The Notebook, and then we could both be crying like this. I'm sorry, I don't think The Notebook's a very good movie. Probably won't cry watching The Notebook. Children of Men. That's one of my favorites. Casablanca. That'll make me cry. Look, oh baby. But just know that I'm here for you. And I'm not the only one. There are a lot of really good people out there. It doesn't seem that way if you just watch the news. Because the news is there for ratings and for money, and it's intended to scare you and to appeal to your base instincts. But there are really good people out there, and maybe they can't be there for you the way you need them to be, or they can't be there for you all the time. But try not to be so rough on them, because they've got their own lives to lead. And they've got to do what's right for them. And they don't have the insight into you that you do into you. They haven't had your lived experience. Anyway, I owe a lot of work to a lot of people. And I gotta reach out to a lot of people. And I'm gonna send them this message. And I hope they watch it in full, so that they know how I really feel. Because I care about them. And I think I've been using the L word a lot, but I love them. I really do. Some of them I love the wrong way. And I'm trying to make it more platonic or more appropriate. I fuck up a lot, man. I try not to, but I do fuck up a lot. But anyway, my number is 201-686-4106. Text me, call me, I'll pick up. Unless it says Wells Fargo, I'll pick up and I'll be there for you. And if I can't be there for you in the moment, we'll figure out a time to talk. And hopefully you can come to Jersey at some point and you can enjoy some real great pizza with me. You should bring a dog if you can, because I really love the dogs. They're the best. Love you. Have a great night.